What is going on YouTube? This is Jim back with another video. Here taking a look at Worms Rumble. Now, Team 17 has been making Worms games forever. The first Worms game came out back in 1995. And the genre has been very, very similar ever since that initial game until Worms Rumble. So how Worms used to work was it was a turn-based strategy game where you would command a small army of worms in an effort to destroy another small army of worms. What really added a lot of charm to this game was the ridiculous weapons and the goofy, over-the-top comedic violence that the worms kind of did to each other. And I liked it. It really was fun, but I think over time and over so many iterations, the concept got stale. You know, you could only have so much turn-based strategy type game without really changing the formula radically over the years. And as time went on and kind of looking through, all the different Worms games that came out, you were seeing a new iteration of the game pretty much every year, every other year, sometimes for console, sometimes for PC. They dabbled into Android for a while there and iOS. But the reality is it just kind of got very stagnant. So I'm really glad that they took a franchise that I really like, honestly, and I really respect, and they decided to get rid of the turn-based portion and instead make it a deathmatch type mini, MOBA type game. And that's what this game is about. So when you load up the game, you're looking here at all of the various customizations you can get for your worms. You could change their skin, their mouth, their eyes, their emotes, what they sound like, what they're wearing, weapon skins, that sort of thing. And you're going to be able to customize your character exactly as you want. Now, a lot of stuff you'll notice is locked. You will unlock stuff based on the current level that you're at. So they want you to just keep playing. You go up in levels by playing and also by killing enemy worms. The more worms that you're able to kill, and the farther you get into the end of the scoreboard, the more points you will get, which in turn gives you more experience, which allows you to upgrade your character. The progression is not really any type of, you're not going to be stronger than any other worm. It's just purely cosmetic. And it's that sideways progression that is so prevalent now in a lot of games, particularly Sea of Thieves comes to mind, where you really do just kind of play for the sake of enjoyment. A character who starts right away versus somebody who's been playing for hundreds of hours will be the exact same in terms of the battlefield, except the character who's been playing for hundreds of hours will look just a little bit cooler. So, and there are quests you can do that helps you kind of progress in unlocking things faster as well. What you're watching here is my first ever gameplay. So I actually installed the game, immediately opened Twitch, and this is what you are watching. And I actually had a pretty decent game once I kind of got the feel for the game a little bit. What I love about this game is that it has such a beautiful style to it. The world definitely pops. It's got that 2D kind of 3D level design that is really prevalent in a lot of indie side scrollers, and I really like the way that this game pops. You're going to be fighting in this really crazy tower called the Transforming Tower, and it's this massive map that is multiple layers, includes zip lines and elevators and air vents for you to kind of navigate through in your quest to take out the enemy. And just kind of like any other battle royale type game where you spawn in, you start with really nothing. And you have to kind of go around the map and explore and open up crates, which will reveal weapons or power-ups that you can use to vanquish the enemies. And when they die, they explode into a bright confetti full of wonderful loot where you can basically collect their stuff and continue on. And that's really the base of the game. Now, there are some graphical issues you will notice. I attribute them to the fact that it's a beta. You'll notice, particularly on a kill screen, it looks like there's multiple levels of worms overlapping each other, and it is kind of disorienting. And I do think there is some significant weapon balancing issues that need to occur. But overall, this game is really cool because it's very easy to understand, it's very easy to pick up and play, and I think you're going to have fun doing it. So what the objective is, basically, is to kill as many worms as possible so that at the end of the game on the scoreboard, you have the highest amount of points. You will respawn as many times as you want. There is no penalty. It's not like when you die, you can't play anymore or anything like that. You're going to be able to continue on and all that wonderful stuff. But what you'll find happens quite a bit, and this is where I struggle with the game slightly, is that it tends to kind of sandbag on itself, and there are definitely key nodes of the map that, for whatever reason, seem to be hotspots. And if you can kind of figure out where they are and where to stand, you're going to do pretty well, and you're going to basically just farm kills. I'm standing in one of these spots right now, actually, for whatever reason. On this particular part of the map, worms just constantly drop down that tube, and you can see just how much possible loot I can pick up. There's just stuff all over the place. There's crates, there's 4 different kinds of guns, there's power-ups, there's just so much stuff to collect and use, and you know, not really understanding kind of what I'm picking up here. Kind of overwhelmed, but you could see where this happens time and time again, where you're just going to find these kill boxes, and it's very easy to stand there and camp and get a significant amount of kills in a very rapid time. So for as fun as the level is, and you can see a little preview of the map in the upper left there, as fun and as complex the level is, I feel like it needs a little bit more work. I definitely feel like there's certain areas that need to open up a little more, certain areas need to close a little more, and the game has to do something a little better with this kind of tag up mentality. Right now it's every worm for themselves. So ultimately when you spawn in, you're going to be fighting, you know, could be a one-on-one like in a situation like this, or you may spawn and may just stumble across 2 worms fighting. And it's kind of one of those like who gets the last shot kind of thing, where who gets the credit. It's very easy to just kind of stand there and watch and then lob grenades down at the last second, or, you know, get a big energy weapon like a bazooka or a holy hand grenade, which is one of the most iconic worms weapons that I think I could think of outside of maybe like the sheep gun. But you're going to get one of those and just at the last second throw it down, and you're going to get these kind of cheap kills. And because of the way that this is a 2D game, because of the way the terrain is laid out, it's very easy for you to play keep away until you absolutely need to engage. And, you know, when 2 worms are in a fight and you're just observing, it's incredibly easy to just stand there and watch. So I feel like in terms of, you know, crazy combat and how much, you know, moving around and doing crazy stuff is going to happen, I think it's more you're just going to be at the right place at the right time. And I think in that sense, it doesn't necessarily reward aggression. It's more just kind of dumb luck and more kind of dumb opportunity that's going to allow you to basically, you know, win and just where you happen to be at the right time. And you'll see that time and time again in this video of just dumb luck. Here I am. Oh, look, 2 worms fighting. Let me just spray my shotgun and just clean everything up and get all the kills. Not that I really earned them or anything. So I think the game needs to work on that, definitely. But it's fun, and it's simple, and I appreciate that. You know, picking up weapons that are very easy to understand. You know, there's no crazy weapon attachments or anything like that. You just pick up a weapon and you use it instantly. You have a built-in melee and a baseball bat. You have an item slot. You could potentially get armor. You could potentially get healing buffs like different types of food. There are other items like a jetpack, for example, which gives you a little bit more mobility. So there are different ways to play this game, but you're not going to really get to pick your way. You're just going to find what you find, and hopefully it's better than what the guy next to you has, and that's how you're just gonna mow them down. So I like it. I think it's cool. You know, it's different. I appreciate that Team 17 is kind of trying new things, and they are taking a very popular franchise in Worms, and they're trying to modernize it in a unique and creative way. So I appreciate that. I would really like them to explore a 3D, more of a 3D shooter, kind of like Plants vs. Zombies. I think with the Worms style, that would be incredibly fun. I mean, looking at this level, it is really fun to explore and check everything out, and you could just see a lot of the charm just kind of oozing in every level and every layer. They put a lot of thought into all the little offices and gym spaces and, you know, different traversal options to kind of move around the level and explore and have fun, and I like that. But I mean, think of how much more fun this would be if it was a vibrant 3D space, where you still had these really goofy weapons running around, shooting at each other, you know, crazy cosmetics, that sort of thing. And I feel like that's got to be the next progression. But for now, I think this isn't a bad game. It's definitely a budget-priced game. I don't know how much replayability you're gonna get out of it. That after a while, it feels very same-ish. You know, I played, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 hours today, and I feel like I've kind of done it all. I don't really know if there's anything left for me to do. I feel like I've kind of done my part. This poor guy. Just throw grenades when he opens the elevator. But yeah, you know, I feel like I've kind of done everything there is to do. I don't really know what reason I would have personally to purchase the game. I'm sure you could have some fun with your friends and sort of like a party type experience where, you know, you're all just dorking around together, but I don't know. I think just the fact that it's a 2D game and it is very limited in the arsenal in that sense, I think you're going to tire of it quickly. But right now, you can pick it up. It's about $17 US. It's available on pretty much every platform you can possibly think of. And, you know, it's fun. So as I close out this video, I'll say that at the end, you'll see very briefly, I won't have a whole lot of time to talk about it, so I'll mention it now. At the end of the level, you will get weapon experience based on the weapons you used. So if you use a machine gun a lot like I did versus a shotgun or whatever, you will get experience in that respective weapon, which will unlock more stuff for that particular weapon. So there's all these like little skill trees to use. But again, it's very situational based on the arsenal you actually are able to pick up. And it's also very situational based on what works at the right time. Shotgun, incredibly powerful weapon, but you got to be right in someone's face. Most of the times it's easier to mop up with a machine gun at range because you can, you know, just takes one bullet to finish off some of these worms that are incredibly weak. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and leave a comment below. Let me know your thoughts on Team 17's latest Worms endeavor. I think it's cool. I think they could do more, but I think it's cool. Hope you guys found this video informative. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take care of yourselves, and until next time, I will see you guys on the other side.